We don't take acid, but the 2000s definitely made us feel like we were. Among the beloved classic animated movies, there's a special genre we are lovingly calling the Did I Accidentally Take Acid as a Kid? My name is Kenzie Baccarella.
And I'm Andrew Lewis. Join us today as we jog your memories and try to make sense of our top 15 animated kids movies that might have scarred us for life, for better or for worse.
That is so fetch.
I volunteer as tribute.
Where is my super suit? This is Sparta!
A princess? Shut up!
I will find you and I will kill you.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
It is our second episode.
It is.
I didn't think we were going to make it through the first one.
I know, the first one, we're getting a good amount of views on it. I'm happy.
For those of us that are listening, we were both born in 2000s.
Yep.
So that's kind of where this idea came from of we have a lot of shit that people don't really understand if they're in like a different age group.
We've had so many conversations just sitting in our classroom about a bunch of nostalgic stuff, and then we're like, we should just record this.
And guess what? We did.
And guess what? That's what we're doing right
Gotta
now.
use that media degree for something.
Yeah.
If not to talk about the shitty-ass movies you watched.
Okay, these are not shitty.
Okay, well, that's debatable.
Some of them are shitty, I guess.
Yeah, so a little introduction of what we did. We have 15 animated kids movies that we totally don't watch now as adults.
They are specifically made for kids.
And we rated them from least fucking trippy to most fucking trippy, like tripping balls on
this
acid.
Is like it feels like when you're watching it you're on acid, or like the writers were definitely on acid when they were writing.
Oh yeah, the writer's room was just a puff of smoke in
oh
the
my god,
corner.
for sure. I don't think you know how acid works.
No. I had to Google, do you take acid or do you do acid? Because I didn't know the verbiage for acid.
Oh my god.
I'm a good Christian girl.
I was about to say, you just said smoke, and I was like, okay, then. That is not acid.
They were doing one of the illegals.
One of the illegal drugs.
Or legal, depending on what state you're in.
Depending.
So our first movie, so this is the least trippy out of all movies. Not to say that it's like the least trippy of all time, but the ones that we thought of is Shark Tale. So if you have not watched Shark Tale, it is about a fish named Oscar who tries to make his way up the food chain through various forms of money-making deals while being unlikely friends with a vegetarian shark named Larry.
Dude, he's a hustler.
I'm telling you.
Money-making deals, Oscar. And then, I'm sorry, how did they make the fish actually look like Will Smith?
They had a stacked cast.
No, absolutely.
It was ridiculous.
Will Smith, Angelina Jolie, Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese is one of the best directors of all time. He didn't even direct this. He just starred in it.
Whoever pitched this movie had to be a goddamn genius.
No, for real. And I'm still caught up on the fact that the fish looks like Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's pretty creepy. And I don't understand how they did it.
It was like Avatar before Avatar.
I never saw Avatar.
Oh, they do like the visual tracking, but this time with fish.
No, but one of my favorite scenes from that is the car wash scene with the fish and all the fish are going around. Oh my god.
It's the whale wash.
We're working at the car wash.
I love the fact that they added in like this hardworking middle class fish.
Oh yeah.
But in the very beginning, and I know that you know this because we laugh about it all the time, there's a scene where it's kind of going through like the downtown coral reef area.
Yeah.
And it just cuts to the sushi bar that is hosted by a fish.
Cannibalism
a fish
much?
colony. And the guy, like, they were self-aware because they made the fish get like super angry because there's nobody trying to eat fucking fish. And I was like, who thought of that scene? And then was like, we can keep that in the edit. Yeah, that's worth it.
It deserves to be on the floor of the editing room.
I mean, this movie was pretty clever with a lot of things. I'll give it to him. Like, that's why it's the least trippy.
Yeah.
Especially that shrimp dinner scene.
No, and I really think, I really enjoy this movie. Like, I thought this was a good movie. And, like, Oscar, like, it's Will Smith. So, like, of course it's going to have comedy. It's funny. And then, like, of course, Larry, the vegetarian shark, one of my favorites.
Larry, the whale washing dolphin.
What was that noise?
That somehow stuck in my brain for 22 years.
No, but the shrimp dinner they had in it, it was definitely Godfather-esque.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's because Scorsese was in the movie.
Yeah, if you have the marketing right fucking there.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was the little shrimp's monologue where it's like, and then I took care of a baby, and the baby locks all its legs. There's just a little stump and it can't move, and I'm trying to have like 2 jobs to protect it. And it's like in that exact voice, and he's in a fucking cocktail dish. Yeah. And I was like, who gave the talk to the shrimp.
I don't know. Like once you get past the idea of like being underwater and like this a fish community, it's still a pretty damn trippy movie.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it was. I mean, Jack Black was Larry the fucking shark.
Yeah, Jack Black was in it. Oh my god, this was stacked.
For some reason, you'll see this as a trend. We saw this.
There's a lot of trippy movies that have star-studded casts. It doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I guess it's a lot of moneymaker and just potting stupid movies off for kids.
Yeah, I guess so. That leads us on to our second movie. It's Surf's Up. So I haven't actually seen this. I know it's shocking, but Shia LaBeouf stars as a penguin named Cody who enters a surfing competition in a mockumentary-style animated film.
I love this movie.
So you've shown me clips about this. We're in a documentary class right now, so we love making fun of the documentary process. And Surf's Up does that very well.
Mm-hmm. This was actually one of the first, I would say it's like an actual documentary, because they do the shit of like the boom poles in the shot, or like this random onlookers that are trying to get a look at the camera. But I love the fact that they literally just CGI'd and made up a fake camera crew. Mm-hmm. I mean, they did it down to the T. Like, it was realistic. When I was showing you, like, the scene where
I was cracking up.
They're interviewing, like, Cody's family, and there's kids looking through the window.
And there's quick zoom in, zoom out.
Yes. Yeah. Or they'll do, like, the little, like, slow vendetta fade photograph.
I can't believe I've never seen this movie.
The thing about this movie is that because it is, like, mockumentary, they feature an array of people. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of scenes like that just absolutely cracked me up, like peeing on a fucking guy's foot to get a sting out. There's like the character Tank Evans, that's like the macho masculine guy who there's a meme around where it's like, these are my ladies, and he's talking about all of his trophies and he goes by name, and it's like this homoerotic kind of situation of him trying to fucking make out with these fucking trophies.
God. Unnecessarily sexual.
There's Chicken Joe, who's like this.
That's the only character I know from this, just because of social media. Chicken Joe is everywhere.
Chicken Joe, and it's really well done. And again, like the reason why we put it down at the lowest part was because it's fucking trippy, because penguins who surf.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Like,
at least it was a well-made movie. That's all
it was
I gotta
a well-made
say.
movie.
If you're gonna do a shitty-ass, fucking weird-ass acid trip movie, do it well, and you'll get box off. This was Shia LaBeouf's best role. Fight me on that.
Ooh,
I can't wait for
that.
We're gonna get somebody in the comments that's like, you clearly haven't seen XYZ, whatever the fuck, I don't care.
Holes.
But like, I'm gonna be like whatever fucking Disney movie that guy crawled out of. I'm just gonna like this Surf's Up.
On to our next movie. We're gonna stick with the penguins.
Penguin.
Our next one is Happy Feet. A penguin named Mumble grew up in a world where penguins sing popular pop music to attract mates. Mumble has one problem. He can't sing, but he can frickin' dance.
Dancing Queen, young and
Mumble
sweet.
is my guy.
Who the fuck names their kid Mumble? That's naming somebody like Peg Leg or some shit.
It's pretty obvious, though. He said he can't sing, so he's mumbling.
I mean, I know there was a lot of effort that was put into this movie, like actual tap dancers, like actual singers. Like, there were like talented people involved. But again, why the fuck are penguins the like lens you're going through to tell us these important, like, it covers like global warming and humans.
And then the villains are humans. That's way ahead of their time.
They called us aliens, and I was like, you right. You're kind of right.
That's like Wall-E shit. Wall-E was ahead of their time.
Yeah, but Wall-E wasn't trippy. That one made sense.
Yeah, because it's happening right now.
I actually love the scene where it's like this girl that Mumble's super interested in, and she for some reason has that animated like bird titties going on.
It's like a heart.
Yeah, there's like a heart tattoo, like fucking mole, and I was like, wow, they really tried to sexualize this fucking bird.
They tried to sexualize a
but
penguin.
she's singing like this most amazing thing, and then he just starts going.
And he starts dancing.
Like tap dancing
around?
Dude,
he's a dog. I'm sorry. Yes, you can't sing, but like that motherfucker can dance.
And then she's singing, and they're like, wow, rhythm and music. Who the fuck would have thought of that? And it's like, us fuckers. That's why we're the aliens, because we're more talented.
I was about to say, again, like they were way ahead of their time calling the humans the villains. Like we're villains.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely villains.
There's also, do you remember those little like fucking Latin American-esque penguins, the guy where they're like, hello, Gloria, I love you.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Robin Williams is one of the voices of that fucking penguin.
Big rip.
Mm-hmm.
Big rip. That made me sad.
He did that, and he was like Loveless or some shit like that.
Oh
the penguin with the bottle shit around his neck.
I know that one.
Wow, congratulations. But there was so many lovable characters, but then like a seal that's trying to murder penguins, and I was like, damn. Like as a
Dude,
kid, I was terrified.
I was terrified as a kid because like I said, I historically fucked with Happy Feet, but
Thought you were gonna say I fucked Happy Feet, and I was like, oh.
no, I historically have fucked with the movie Happy Feet, and I don't know, I like to dance sometimes, so like. So like
Do a
mumble,
little dancey dance.
I can't sing, but I can do the dancey dance.
I love that for you. Our next movie. So we're slowly getting up on trippiness. This is number 4.
Creepiness and weirdness.
We're only at number 4, guys. Out of 15.
It's gonna get pretty weird.
We have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which was originally a book.
This is a great movie, by the way.
Is about Flint Lockwood, who's tired of his whole life being consumed by the fish market in his small town. After many failed attempts of inventions, he creates a machine to make any food that you could ever want. That is, until the machine goes haywire. Flint Lockwood.
I was just about to say that. My favorite quote, first of all, Mr. T being in the cast is one of my favorite things.
Chest hairs. My chest hairs are tingling.
So unnecessary. Why did you have to have Mr. T? You have Apollo Creed in there.
You know, they did
That's
it
so
right.
funny. And that, the Flint Lockwood. That's one of my favorite quotes. And then another iconic quote from Flint Lockwood is the spray on shoes.
Oh my god. I just love the way that they animated all of the animals.
Yeah.
Because, like, you see the little
The
sardines.
rat birds.
The rat birds.
Yeah, I love the rat birds.
Oh my god. Rat birds is the best insult now that I think of it. It'd be like, little shitty ass rat
You're
bird.
a fucking rat bird.
Little Flint Rockwood
No,
fucking
but-
invisible
no, but-
shoe shit.
In reality, Flint Lockwood he was very understandable. He was just tired of fish. Fish is pretty nasty in my opinion.
I've never tried sardines.
I don't really like fish or shrimp or pretty much anything that comes out of the ocean. So, I completely get where it was coming from. He just wanted a burger.
I mean, the fact that it came from a book meant that it had like an actual like basis to fall back
Yeah.
on. Like they had designs and everything. But can we talk about whoever decided to make the machine sound like the most deep, sexy romance novel cover boy ever of like cheeseburger?
Why
And
would-
it's for some
Why was it a meatball?
meatball. Like it's so, I could do that forever, just doing that kind of
Cheeseburger.
ice cream. Like it was just the most obnoxious, and then they had a whole series about it.
And also, like, it sort of built a planet around it, right? I'm trying to think, right?
Yeah, like it created a whole fucking ecosystem.
Yeah. And why did the food come out of its ass?
It came out of like a little tentacle asshole.
And it would
That's what it was.
come in and then out.
Mhm.
I was like, this make me uncomfortable.
It was like a bad day after Taco Bell when you're like, maybe I have to go. We'll see what comes out at the end of this.
Oh my god. No, it was weird that it came out of its ass. It was weird they had to like travel through the meatball to get to the actual machine.
And then the second movie, all the like food becomes sentient for some fucking reason.
I never watched the second one.
Oh, it's still trippy.
I
put it right
like
next
the
to it.
first one. Like I've seen this a very decent
I
amount of
like
times.
the first one. I like Flint is a relatable character. His love interest is a
The
relatable.
Jello scrunchie.
The Jello, yeah, the
I
Jello
love the Jell-O
scrunchie. Oh, it was like there was cute redeemable moments, but it was the whole premise that just made me think somebody in the writer's room some writer.
Okay, so our next one is Meet the Robinsons. Lewis hates his life as another failed invention has him being the laughingstock of the whole school. He is then taken to the future by a relatively unknown character with unknown motives. He then has to decide to stay in the future or return to the past. So we're just going to assume everybody's watched this. There is a plot twist. Lewis, that's his family he travels to in the future.
Which shook me to the fucking
Yeah, it was
core.
pretty wild. And then...
And then they play that Jonas Brothers song, "We're the kids of the future." Wow, like I was losing my mind.
But one of my favorite parts from that is the frog band.
Oh my god, the frog
It was
jazz
like It
band.
was like the underground layer of like it was like a speakeasy.
Oh, okay.
It was sort of like a speakeasy.
Except it wasn't a person's house.
like it was like an illegal frog speakeasy. I can't even talk. Oh my god. No, but I also like the whole frog. Every single frog character was hilarious. Like once he gets a bowler hat on him.
Yeah.
He's like, I forget the quote. It's just so funny.
Talking about the bowler hat, the main villain that has the most fucking stupid ass origin story.
The
of
main
the world.
antagonist.
Goob, bowler hat guy.
Well, until the end, this is another plot twist, assuming you've seen it. The bowler hat guy is Goob from the orphanage. First of all, great name, Goob. Second,
he looked like a booger. So
I'm sorry. I love how the entire time they were in the future, the only name they referred to him as was the bowler hat guy. I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
I mean, that's how kids would talk about it.
Dude, it's the bowler hat guy.
Yeah, it made sense.
Run away.
I loved his fucking backstory. The fact that he
Goob.
was just kept up late so many times like you, and he like could never fucking wake up, and then this just fails a throw and goes psychotic from it. I loved the little cutback where they were like, he's walking with like a fucking unicorn journal, and like all these kids are like, "Hey, Goob, you look really cool. You want to come over to my house on Saturday?" And he's like, "They all fucking hated me." Like, I was like, that's social anxiety.
I was about to say that hit deep. Goob is all of us on the inside.
And he just spent the rest of his life in the same fucking outfit. Like, what did
I completely forgot about that.
Did you forget? It's
I was about to say, at the end of the movie, he like tears off his clothes and he's still in the baseball uniform, and I'm like, okay, bud.
And his body is not that of
I
a
was like,
12-year-old
dude,
anymore.
you gotta get a new pair of clothes.
I love how Goob was balding under that bowler hat.
Yeah,
Note
most
to self: if
most
a man's
definitely.
wearing a hat, he might
No,
have some
but,
issues.
on top of everything that was in the future, like the T-Rex, I have a big head and tiny arms.
I don't think this plan was thought out so well.
That's a great scene. That's a classic scene, iconic. But then also like all of the gadgets the family had, like the meatball gun. I love the meatball gun.
Floating in bubbles to travel.
And when they were sitting around the table about to eat dinner and they all had their different gadgets.
Okay, did you also think that the fucking cousins that lived in the potted plants were fucking weird? I thought
If
they
I'm
were just
remembering
one
correctly,
head
yes.
connected.
Yes.
They were they would just pop up. I had the video game in Wii.
You had the video game?
I had the Wii video.
What was the point of the video game?
You just played as like those two main characters, the guy with the sticky up pineapple hair.
Lewis.
Yeah,
Lewis and his son.
Yeah, you just played as them and like went through all the house, but those brothers would pop up and I would still get the freaking fuck out.
You
was
would have
messed
freaky
up.
vibes.
This family, like what was it, the uncle who had like his head on backwards or some shit?
No, I just remember the old guy with no teeth and he would always spit out his teeth.
That
right?
was the guy.
Was it?
His head was on backwards, or like his clothes were on backwards, or his head was on
Oh, I
backwards.
do remember that. Yeah.
They never clarified, and I was like, oh my god, Grandpa's gone senile, and so is the rest of the family.
The family doesn't even pay attention anymore. They're just like, he has his clothes on backwards.
Yeah.
Checks out.
It's just old Papaw in the corner there. Don't mind him. He got out of the dementia ward in the hospital, and we just didn't really have the
He
money to put him
escaped from
back.
the dementia hospital. We're hiding him in the basement.
He's been
doing the
told-
little Harry Potter underneath the stairwell.
He said he didn't want to go to hospice, and we're like, and you're all Papaw, you're gonna be in your room there, yes sir.
We're gonna lock you from the outside.
I mean, like, I think the fact that any movie that takes place with the future is going to be a little trippy, and that's why we kind of thought it was more than Cloudy of a Chance of Meatballs, especially for, like, the eclectic cast of characters.
Yeah, exactly.
But overall, I think what beats it is our next sixth...
One of my favorite movies of all time. I can recite this movie.
Our sixth movie is the Disney classic, Chicken Little, which, if you have not seen it... A neurotic chicken freaks out his town. I wrote these and I love it. A neurotic chicken freaks out his town by claiming that the sky is falling. Turns out the reality is much worse than that, as his world is being invaded by motherfucking aliens.
I was about to say the sky was falling. He was right. He was a
Wasn't the sky,
prodigy.
though. It was the bottom of a fucking alien spaceship.
First off, we have to talk about the soundtrack. Elton frickin' John.
Karaoke much, anybody?
Oh my God, Spice Girls, the Cheetah Girls. Oh my God. Elton John's "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," classic,
God, I love
classic. And then the Spice Girls "Wannabe." If you wanna be my lover, absolute classic song. And then the Cheetah Girls "Shake a Tail Feather." It was during the credits. One of my favorite songs.
I love the scene where they kind of like cut so that it looks like it's like this super heroic movie with like the pig and the duck, like it's like that the climax of the movie, and they're like, we're gonna save the world, and the pig does the quote of like, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low, and then it goes into the song.
That wasn't the pig.
Yes, it was. because he turned into a badass in that scene.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like the dorky little round circle of a
And
thing moving.
his name is Runt. That's another thing about this movie is I love the character names. The Abby the ugly duckling. I'm sorry, that's hilarious.
Abby just needed
She had
some
big ass
braces.
buck teeth. Yeah, she just needs some braces. And then an obese and cowardly pig named Runt. And that's one of my. I love Runt so much.
I
And
love
then
that definition. You got a wiki.
and then my absolute personal favorite. I love this guy. Fish out of water. He constantly had the water on his head, and he would just talk in bubbles.
It's the best trope to have a fish out of fucking water.
A fish out of water. And then do you remember the training scene
Yeah.
when they were running behind the car and he dumped some of the water and
Yes.
fucking Chicken Little threw up or something like that?
Chicken Little was just a little guy.
He wasn't ready for that good fish water.
I know that you had a lot of feelings about the aliens because when it does turn out that it's all the aliens,
Oh my god, they're so cute.
all of the I
Like
did
the
not
little
think they
orange
were
guy?
cute. I was terrified in that fucking scene when he's running through the fucking cornfield,
yeah.
like with the crop circles.
That's the whole point. It's supposed to be scary, and then at the end it pops out and it's just like a little orange furry guy.
Still, you've always
He's like
had.
a little puppy.
I like to think of Chicken Little as kind of a retelling of like the kid that cried wolf. Because that's what he is. He's like, the sky, it's falling. It's an acorn. And then, like, everybody doesn't fucking
Excuse me,
believe
have
him.
you seen the movie? The sky panel actually falls out of the sky.
No, I know, but nobody believes him.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
like, it's that kid that cried wolf, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it
yeah.
plays. And whoever fucking thought, we'll take this, add some barnyard animals, and then we'll add in a little aliens. I don't know.
And then some fire-ass music.
It's like 3 genres put together.
It really is. And I forgot another song, or another band, the Bare Naked Ladies. That's a major 2000s
Of course, that's the one you
throwback.
fucking forget.
No, that's a major throwback though. I haven't heard about them in 10 years. But they were huge back in the day.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chicken Little, just because of the drastic turn they took with aliens, is actually the creepiest thing to watch.
And then do you remember the turkey mayor?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Tic tac." That's one of my favorite lines.
Tic-tac,
Just 'cause
that's
it was
cracking you up?
it was so stupid, but I
You
was
should
just
watch him like a methols
he was about to
commercial. You'll fucking lose it.
he was about to get vaporized by the aliens, and he's like, "You want a tic tac?"
Oh, yeah.
Car keys.
He was acting like he was getting shanked.
He's getting mugged in the city.
Take my money. I don't need it. I need to live.
You want a 20? I got a 20.
I'd be looking at him like, I got 2 quarters and a penny from 1977. Which one you want? That's all I have to my name.
Oh my gosh. On to our next movie is Flushed Away. This is another movie that I only saw the previews for. I didn't actually see the movie.
I guess I have more to say.
Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, so this is kind of a little synopsis we thought up, a little thing.
A little thing that we thought up,
So this is what the movie's about. If you never fucking watched it, you
Okay,
fucking noob.
Brooklyn, go home.
A spoiled pet rat finds his life turned upside down as he's flushed down a toilet and lands in a hidden rat city under the country of Britain. Fighting to get back to the surface while battling nefarious patriotic frogs, he has to choose live in the sewers or go back home. The more you listen to us reading the synopsis.
The Brooklyn accent had me.
I should have done it in a
dying.
British accent.
A British accent. That was another bad one. Is that a new tradition? I've done a bad British accent on the first one and now the second one.
I hope to God it's not, because you're going to make my ears bleed. But this movie, was stop motion animation.
Was it actually?
Yeah, which takes for fucking
Oh
ever.
my god!
It was
Stop.
like claymation or something.
I remember
like
I did a project in high school, and it was a 30-second movie, and there was like 1,200 pictures.
It's straight up claymation, or it's supposed to replicate the look of it.
okay.
Either way, that's fucking weird.
it's sort of like
and
another
hard to
one
do.
of our movies later on.
Yeah, but my favorite part is there's some like little, because you have like rats and frogs, and
Yeah.
you're in the sewers, which was disgusting.
But they made it look nice.
Yeah,
They
but
made it
they
look like a
have
little
these stop.
London.
Yeah, they do. They made it like it was nice, like well done to look at. But they have these. My favorite part was they have these little singing fucking slugs that
Yeah.
have the most god awful mouth. And at one part, and I'll say this to the day I die, they're like, "Lonely, I'm so lonely," and they're singing that, and it's like they're always just somehow like semi-narrating, and like
Yeah.
there's this whole screaming match between them, and I loved it. Plus, the antagonist of the story is a frog who has like the biggest patriot of fucking Britain and like the Queen and like everything in the world, and he talks like this, and it's very like haughty, and he has a fucking collection of UK shit.
I've only seen the trailer for this. It's wild. I can't believe I haven't seen this movie.
He has a collection of UK shit, and like this rat who's like also like a very posh British boy, I guess, is coming up, and he's like, finally a man of quality, and like takes him around to show him, and like he has like thousands of babies as far like this character's
wait, baby?
tadpoles, yeah,
Oh,
like baby
I
tadpoles.
was like,
and he wants to
excuse me.
release them in the world and like flush out the rats.
Oh, so that's where the true villain motive is.
It's a rat
He's trying to get
and
rid of the
frog
fucking rats.
race war.
Fuck the
That's
rats.
what it is. It's racism towards the rats.
Fucking rats.
I know, fucking bitches.
Yeah, and yeah, I was about to say it had a lot of underlying themes like racism between frogs and rats.
Which the British are like, ooh, they're better than America, but damn,
Better
still
than
not the best
America.
one. Still not the best one. But I liked it. Like, it was fun to watch as a kid, but like now, if I had to watch it, I would be like, I think you should just shoot me instead.
I
I'd
just
rather
remember
be
in the
shot.
trailer, like the rat gets like flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, that's how he gets to the sewers.
Yeah, exactly. It
Main
like
mode
gets
of
flushed down,
transportation.
and then he's in like a city. in the
Yeah, like
sewers,
made
and
out of
that's all I
trash and
remember.
some shit.
That's all I remember from that movie.
That's
Pretty
the-
fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much got the gist of it.
I was about to say, did I just explain the whole
That
movie?
trailer did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So number 8. Our 8th movie is the Nickelodeon animated movie Barnyard. Yeah. Yeah. So if you don't know what this movie is about, it's about the carefree Otis the cow has to take the lead of a farm of sentient party animals after the tragic death of his father. There is a rat that sings a rap song about like the sexy lady. He's called Mr. Bombastic. Fantastic.
No, and
yeah.
he's got like the Jamaican accent.
Yeah, and he's got like he's just a round little squishmallow of a fucking rat with a chain, and he's
Oh my
singing.
God.
They also do Cotton Eye Joe
Classic.
with like a random little creature that you only see his feet, and the rest of it's like a hairball.
What?
Yeah, and they let him out of a box.
Is
and
it
then
like a cloud of dust, like Pigpen?
No, it is like hair,
Oh.
like badly 2000 something CGI fucking
Is there
hair.
any idea what the animal was supposed to
No,
be?
he's just Cotton Eye Joe, and he just dances
that's his
little
name?
and he dances to the song.
His name is Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, even though
And
he has no
dances
eyes.
to the Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, and he just break dances on the floor, and like he's the party animal, and then when he's
He
done,
doesn't follow the
everything's
dance moves to the Cotton Eye Joe.
no, I
he
think
does his
no,
own?
he just fucking. It kind of just looks like a
SMH.
whirlwind of hair and feet.
Oh shoot. Our producer brought him up. Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Yeah, that looks like
So it
a
looks like a
hairball from
hairball.
the
Yeah.
drain. Yeah, that's what that was. But that was like the party animal, and the
He
dad's
looks like a party animal.
the dad's character wasn't even like stupid, but compared to Otis, who's like the party boy frat
Wait,
boy,
so you
Chad,
mean the dad, like the
Yeah.
dad cow?
So the
cow
dad cow takes over the farm. Like he's like looking after them and all that stuff, and he dies in the most badass fucking way, singing I won't back down while he's like
He dies while he's singing.
He's singing as he dies
Okay,
and
that's
playing the guitar and smacking
What?
wolves with the guitar.
What? He's dying as he's playing the guitar.
He's like, and I won't back down,
know
and
the whole
he's
ti-
like just
did
ripping
you know the
ass.
whole time he was gonna die?
No, it came out of fucking
It was
nowhere.
sort of shocking.
And that's the climax for Otis, because now he's like, fuck, I can't be a party Chad Brad gangsta boy. I have to fucking take care of this family.
Gangster boy.
And then there's like chickens that are stolen or some shit, and they gotta go off, and like the farmer's like a dumbass.
Seems like a really mafia-esque movie for like
Kinda.
barnyard
It's a lot of
animals.
redemption for animals that don't deserve it.
So quick question: where are the humans in this movie?
So fun fact, there are 2 humans.
Okay.
It's the farmer and his wife. The farmer, checked out, alcoholic probably,
Ooh,
out of there.
classic,
But the
classic.
wife and this one really self-aware part is like, Randall, there's cows outside, because like they're all like walking up on legs, like human, like 2 feet
Oh,
legs.
okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, and he's like, Meredith, this is the farm. There's gonna be cows outside. Like that's how he says it.
Meredith, there's gonna be cows outside.
Like this is a farm. It's gonna be cows outside. And it's the most like, cause they would always like stand up. They would stand up and like wiggle their udders at like the window and then like go back down.
So they'd mock the humans.
Like I was watching this and I was like a little girl. I was like, this is kind of raunchy for like no fucking reason.
What, like the udders just going back and forth in the
Just
animation?
like the weird, yeah. Like who animates
That's pretty
udders to
creepy.
be that stimulating?
Well, I guess Nickelodeon editors.
Yeah.
They're on some different
But
shit.
you can see why we ranked that a little bit higher than Flushed Away. Just 'cause.
Yeah, it was still pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking.
And this
weird.
next one is pretty fucking wild
I love
too.
this next one.
Again, another one I haven't seen. I've only seen the trailer for it. I
Welcome
know,
to the Mackenzie
disappointment.
Talks podcast, because I'm the only one with a knowledge base for the
I know,
2000s.
I'm just an uncultured swine.
I was the only one conscious enough during the
Yeah. Our next movie is Robots. So not just this is the description Mackenzie wrote for me. So this isn't just another robot from the junkyard. Rodney Copperbottom tries to make a name for himself as an inventor while avoiding being scrapped by the capitalist robot society.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, that's like our producer's laughing in the corner, but now that you think about it, that's exactly what's happening. This movie,
First of all, can I say I love the last name Copperbottom?
it's great.
Rodney
There's
Copperbottom.
there's a lot of jokes made about Copperbottom.
Really?
Like, that's your fucking name, and he's like, yeah. Like, so the whole gist is he's trying to get up to like this big famous inventors.
Yeah.
In his city, he has like a super tower, and he's trying to get up there to like, hey, I have these inventions,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
one's like a little flying teapot or some shit. Like he's like doing,
Interesting.
like for some reason he created consciousness as a robot for another robot, and they never really talk about that. Like it's just
Sorta,
a
yeah.
asexual birth situation,
Oh.
but
Interesting.
looking into it.
Interesting.
but he's trying to get to like big. And all these other robots, like he gets kicked out because whatever, all these shenanigans happen. He meets like this ragtag group. It's a very like fun, like,
Classic ragtag.
we're all special in our own fucking way.
Yep,
But there's
yep.
this robot scene where like the main antagonist, who's basically just a businessman.
You're talking
robot?
about Rodney, right?
No,
Oh.
it's another guy. He's got like whack ass eyebrows. If you watch the movie, you know who I'm talking about.
I love it. I'm sorry.
But he is a like he's trying to sell, creating, instead of doing like reselling old parts, is
Okay.
only making new models. So like scrapping all of it.
Oh, okay.
So he has this whole big sales pitch situation where like he closes the blinds and there's like the screen of like robot models like posing in like black and white like slow turns of like these new
so they
body
tried
parts.
to make robots sexual somehow.
Yeah, like like all the women still had like the little titty plates and shit like that. Like
Jesus Christ.
it was very.
What is up with Disney? That was Disney, right?
I don't know if it
Or
was
Pixar or something. One of those.
It was definitely like Imagine Studios or some shit like
What
that.
the fuck are you guys on?
But it had like the iconic Robin Williams was also in this one as
I
like
didn't
one of
know
my
that.
favorite characters. He just does all of his little voices.
Yep.
And one of my favorite scenes, and I was telling you about this, so don't fucking laugh yet,
Okay.
is there is a woman called Aunt Fanny that Robbie Copperbottom
I'm already laughing.
gets into contact with because he needs a place to stay, and she's a good old little lady. And all of these kids, like all these ragtag kids, like very Annie orphanage situation, are sitting and they're like doing arm fart jokes because, 2000s, that was fucking funny.
Big arm farts.
And she's like, hey kids, take a load of this, and just rips ass.
like actual ass.
Because she has the biggest badonkadonk.
Oh yeah, I do remember
And
that.
she's ripping ass.
I
and
remember
this-
that from the trailer.
Mhm,
That was the
she's
only
the
character I
pink one?
remembered.
Yeah, you-
Pink Aunt Fanny.
You only remember that ass.
That massive badonkadonk.
But she rips real ass, and like all the kids were like, "No, that's not like we were making them with
We were
our
making a
arms."
joke. Please don't
And there's
actually
a light
fart.
pole outside, and this light pole is like in the fumes, like in the whiffs of it, and he's like choking to death. and
Wait,
he's
so the
like-
light pole's alive?
Yeah, everything that's like an invention is sentient. But
Oh,
he's
okay.
breathing this in. He goes, "Please, lady, get a doctor," and then falls, and there's a chalk outline the next day because he just died from the atomic ass bomb that Aunt Fanny dropped.
Oh my God, Aunt Fanny killed a light
There's
pole.
also, you would fucking love this, and we might have to pause and just show you this.
Okay.
But there's a dance scene in Robin Williams' characters where he does a Britney Spears impression while he's about to get scrapped, and he murders other robots to a dance scene.
Is this song toxic?
No, it's oh baby, baby, how was
Oh.
I supposed? And
Toxic is the
he's
best
in a
song.
skirt.
Oh my
He's in like fake hair. Like he does a whole. There's fireworks involved. Like whoever was on this was a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Like they were really representing for the group.
That's fucking hilarious.
There's so many good parts about this movie that
I
if
might
you
need to go
have
back and
not-
watch it.
You might need to go,
Just to see
level
that-
up,
just to see
get on
Aunt
a higher
Fanny's
plane of
badonkadonk again.
existence, and just watch this. It's genuinely one of the funniest movies I think I've ever seen.
Is it a star-studded cast or no? Do
It's
you not
kind
know?
of.
Okay.
It's
I was
more
just
of like the
curious.
actual jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
You're like, that's so 2000s.
Yeah.
Coined the phrase.
That's so 2000s.
But it's also just
Self-plug.
really- it's just really fucking funny, and I loved it. But it is like you listening to it, you're giving me the face of like, oh my god, you're fucking high.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like it's straight up acid.
But that's why. Do you want to lead us into our next?
Yeah,
one?
so our next one is another one of my favorites. I never had it on DVD, but I always had it on DVR recording. Always. It's Hoodwinked. Absolute classic. It's from like 2004, 2005. Childhood fairy tales meet the NYPD.
I wrote.
I'm
most
sorry,
of
I'm
these.
laughing at this description. Did the wolf actually eat Granny? In a story where Little Red Riding Hood kicks ass and the woodsman is a giant Swedish lumberjack. If the animation style doesn't give you nightmares, the inclusion of cold-blooded murder might. Oh my god. What a description. Oh, the snort has made its appearance on the podcast.
Okay. Number one, I really want to point out most of these animated movies, they hold up. Like,
Oh,
by
yeah.
today's standards.
I'm
this
sorry,
one,
I could still go back and watch Hoodwinked and laugh. Like, it is a funny movie.
I was going to debate that because Hoodwink fucking can't. Because I looked at a screenshot
Oh,
and I went,
really?
oh my god, the soulless eyes on these fucking
No,
fuckers.
no, the animation's definitely fucked up and it looks old as shit. It looks like it's from like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's only from like 2005. And like I'm sorry, Little Red Riding Hood's fucking hilarious in it.
Oh, it was Anne Hathaway who did
Holy
Little Red
shit,
Riding Hood's
really?
voice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Our lady Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, what a
Bless her
girl.
soul, let us rest in peace. I'm just
She
kidding,
is not
she's
dead, but okay. But one of my favorite parts was the head investigator for the like police
LaFrog.
department or
Wasn't his name
whatever.
like fucking LaFrog or some shit?
Yeah, it was something French. He had a French accent.
He had
and
a
was
little like
frog.
puby
What is-
stash.
what is with Disney and frogs? I'm sorry.
Hoodwink was not Disney.
Was it not?
It absolutely was. I don't think Disney would ever attach his name
That's
to fucking
fair. That's a pretty-
NYPD.
That is a pretty wild ass movie. And this is another sort of like claymation, like stop motion esque movie, right?
Nope, it's just a regular animation. That's how shitty the animation was.
I was about to say the animation was really shitty back because I saw a screenshot of it when we were
I know
doing
you were about
research.
to say like Hoodwink could really like hold up. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I
Yeah.
can't. No, I can't.
The second one can. Yeah, that.
For some reason, the uber plucked eyebrows of the 2000s on Red Riding Hood will kill
Yeah.
me every fucking day.
Yeah, but like, so Granny knows full on karate. What?
Yeah, she's like a kung fu something master.
She was a badass.
And actually, like the wolf doesn't eat Granny because Granny beat the shit out of the wolf.
Oh yeah.
And then like they go on to like find the people that are like framing everybody, and it's like all these murderers in a ski loft for some
Yep.
fucking reason. It's like Hansel and Gretel or some fucking shit like that.
Classic Hansel and
I
Gretel.
don't fucking know, but like who the fuck decided to put police investigation?
Honestly, this probably should have gone higher up on our list. This is a fucking weird movie.
It's weird, but it wasn't that memorable. Like when we said the word hoodwinked, I'm guessing a lot of people are like, hoodwink, I know that one, but like we don't really remember.
They're
the
gonna go
plot of
look
it.
this up and be like, oh. They're gonna be like, that movie.
They're gonna be like, oh shit.
They're gonna be like, fuck that animation.
The one that you were forced to watch when you go to like other places and you watch it in the car.
Bro,
and
I
it's the only
did
one
not
that's
think
there.
it was that bad.
It
I
wasn't
liked the
bad,
movie.
but the whole damn plot was a fucking acid trip.
Oh, most definitely. They were on hardcore drugs in the writing.
Kind of leading into our next
The
one.
next one.
Number 11, Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. This movie's kind of self-explanatory, but if you have
Pretty
if
wild.
you're one of the 5 people on Earth that haven't seen this fucking movie, a kid, I think his name is Lionel.
Don't ask me.
I'm gonna call him Lionel. A kid who desperately needs to take some melatonin finds that his dreams and nightmares create an alternative reality, including a young Taylor Lautner as a shark boy, and then someone else as a lava girl. I don't know her name.
I was about to say, she hasn't really done anything.
There's also high-speed car racing.
And George Lopez.
And George Lopez in this movie. They go through so much fucking trippy shit because it's dreams.
I was about to say, like, the first part of the movie was like a tornado outside the school.
Yeah, like the school's getting fucking wrecked, and then Shark Boy and Lava Girl are like, you have to come to our world and save everything. And this like nerdy ass fucking kid, I think his name is Lionel. Yeah,
Lionel.
yeah, because he's a nerd.
Pretty nerdy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they really
Lionel.
They really typecast that one.
This movie was just wild.
It also, when I was watching it as a kid, and when I rewatched it for this, it felt like it was going for fucking ever.
Oh my god, yeah. It felt like it would never end. It would go from one tragedy to another.
Yeah.
And then like Adventures of Shark Boy. I don't know. I don't understand. How did they get to Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
And then they fall in love. Remember that part at the end?
I do not, but what the fuck?
They fall in love, but I was like, how can a fucking volcano and a fish really
Wait,
just...
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, they fall in love. Yeah, they hold pinkies at the end.
What the fuck?
And that kind
Is
of
that like a
weirdly
pinky
sex-
promise, like an engagement?
No, like, because they can't hold hands because he's a fucking fish and she's fucking fire. You know what happens when you put those together?
They die.
You get cooked fish, bitch.
See, I don't like fish, so I wouldn't
They
know.
die. The fire dies.
The fire dies because
It's
he
pure,
touched a fish.
but that's why they're holding little pinky hands because they can't actually hold hands.
That's
So
so
like
weird.
that's a toxic
This
relationship.
was one of Taylor Lautner's first. This is one of his first movies, right?
Yeah, this is one of his first roles, and he does a fantastic dance choreographed rendition of a shitty ass lullaby that's just a bunch of abuse.
What do you mean abuse?
Close your eyes, shut your mouth, dream a dream, and I'll punch you out.
Oh.
Dream, 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 dream.
Oh my god.
Do you not remember the lyrics to that?
I haven't watched this movie in a long time.
Oh my god.
I
there were so
watched it
many-
like twice, and all I remember is Taylor Lautner, the Lava Girl, who I don't know who it is, and George Lopez.
There were so many twists and turns too. There was a girl that like Lionel, whatever the fucking name is, was like
Yeah.
so in love with, and she turned out to just be like a fake NPC character.
He was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a
love-
real woman.
tragic love story. Me and my imaginary girlfriend.
And then George Lopez's name, his villain name, Mr. Electric.
Yeah.
How lazy can you be?
Because it played on his name, which was like something that's Spanish for
Because
electric.
he was like the professor. or
Yeah, he was like the
right?
teacher in the
Yeah.
class, and the bully was reading the journal. It was really fucking
It was
weird.
a trip.
They had a
Absolute
train. They had
trip.
the train. Some of it was clever. Like they had like the train of thought, and if you get derailed or whatever. But like it was way too metaphysics for a fucking 12-year-old. Like I was not getting that shit at
Yeah,
all.
I really
All I
never
know
caught
is
like
when
the full
he-
effect of that movie.
All I know is that when he was floating on that chocolate chip cookie, that's all I fucking want. I
Oh
can't
my
watch
God.
that without wanting sweets.
The chocolate chip cookie looks.
Which you know
fire.
somebody was on acid or some shit because they
they were
wanted
like,
the
"Oh,
munchies.
I got them munchies."
they
you
were
know
like,
what? You know what would hit right now? Fucking chocolate chip cookie.
put this kid on a cupcake.
It's like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs all over
It
again.
really was. People when they're
Put him
stu-
on an island with a bunch of food.
This is our next one, which has nothing to do
So,
with our past one. We also don't really watch this movie, but it's just burned a hole in our brains.
I've seen this movie maybe once when I was like 12, 13, and I had a guinea pig at the time, so it was big for me. It's the G-Force.
You said finally some guinea pig representation.
Yeah, exactly. So G-Force is about a group of specially trained secret agent guinea pigs that try to save the world from a hacker. They're betrayed by a neurotic star-nosed mole. This movie was wild.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry for the spoiler. No, but this movie, who thought guinea pigs? They were like, guinea pigs? FBI. Let's put those two together. It didn't make any sense.
Somebody just went to a pet store and was like, fuck, I need to write a movie and I don't have anything.
And they were like, guinea pigs.
And they
Got
saw
it.
guinea pigs were like 2 for $15 or some shit like that. And they were like, this is a movie.
No, and this is another weirdly star-studded cast.
It is.
Like, Will Arnett, first of all, one of the biggest stars. I love Will Arnett. One of the most iconic voices, too, because he's in a lot of commercials. But then, like, Zach Galifianakis. I think I said that right.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow, look at me.
If I recognize it, you said it right.
And then, like, Penelope Cruz. She was like a model, wasn't she?
it was just a weird. Yeah.
In a guinea pig movie.
In a guinea pig
about
movie.
guinea pigs in the FBI.
Trying to like make sure the world isn't hacked or some shit like that. Like they went into cybersecurity in like the early 2000s. No, but I feel like G-Force was kind of like in the heyday of, remember when all those animated studios were making animals like spies?
Yeah.
Like my dog's a spy. or
Yeah,
some shit.
like Bolt too, like a
Yeah.
weird superhero.
It was always
movie.
like the secret agent animals that people were really fucking into, and I was like, I guess.
It didn't really make any sense, but at the same time, I fucked with it. Like Bolt was one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. G-Force,
Nah.
I didn't fuck with that.
Nope. But
Did
we,
not watch
we had
that
to put it on here
because it was just fucking.
the minute we said
wild.
G-Force, people's jaws dropped.
They were just like, "Holy shit!" You just
and they're like,
unlocked a
I
memory.
cannot imagine whoever wrote this. I'm sorry, I want to meet a lot of people.
I
that
need
wrote
to
these.
meet who's on that, who wrote this. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Now our next one.
This is an absolute iconic movie.
It's iconic. If you don't know it, then where the fuck
Then you're
have
living
you
under
been?
you're living like Patrick under a rock. Sorry, that was
You're
funny.
living in a flower. You'll get it when I say the movie. The movie, our number 13, is the Bee Movie.
You like jazz?
The iconic bee, Barry B. Benson, because alliteration, bitch, falls in love with a human woman who helps him fight for bees' rights.
And on top of this, the Bee is one of the most famous comedians of all time, Jerry Seinfeld.
I can't.
Like the
What's
most
the
iconic.
deal with bees? What's the deal with pollination?
You like jazz? Absolute classic. You say that, everybody knows what you're talking about. Everybody
like
knows
jazz.
that's Jerry Seinfeld in the Bee Movie.
The iconic first lines that people have put on T-shirts, where it's like, according to all known laws of physics, a bee should not be able to fly, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I cannot. There's so much
And
that's wrong with
do
this
you,
movie.
Do you remember the beginning of the movie when they were like in the world, in the city, and like they went to go apply for jobs, and they had the job board?
Yeah, and they had like the little job tour where they're like, and on your left, you'll work here till you die. And you're like, okay. And it's like, I like that girl. She's really hot. I think she's my cousin. They're all our cousins. Like incest bees was brought up.
See, that's why Barry got out of the hive. He didn't want to.
Yeah,
He wasn't
Barry-
about that incest shit.
Barry got out of the hive and into another woman's arms, a human woman's arms.
I still can't get over the scene where they have the picnic, and it's like this. It's like super sexually like.
A
Like it's like
romantic fantasy.
tension. It's so weird, and like she pops off the wine and like almost hits him, and then like they almost kiss, and it's just like, and then and then the plane crashes, and it's just like, what is happening right now? Like, what am I watching?
And you know what? He was made the villain through all of this, but the boyfriend was fucking on to something.
He was nuts.
Because he was nuts, but
But-
his girlfriend was cheating on him
With
with
a bee.
goddamn bumblebee. I would be fucking losing my mind because he was confused. He's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "We're just looking at the campaign or some shit." I was like, this is an affair.
Can you
This is
imagine?
an affair.
Can you imagine if your boyfriend came up to you and said, "Sorry, I just met a woman bee, and we're just gonna no, thank you, I'm done with you."
No, but you would see me typing on my phone 911. I have an emergency. My boy needs to be in a psych ward. Stat. Because that's I don't
He
know.
needs
if
to be in a
does that
mental
count as
hospital.
bestiality? Bestiality.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. Another iconic scene. Moving on from that.
Other than him
from
trying
the
to fuck a
bestiality.
human woman.
Is the tennis ball scene where Barry's stuck on the tennis ball and he's getting shot across the net.
I thought that was pretty cool because they went through like what bees see.
Yeah.
So, like the ultraviolet colors, but then that man gets stuck to a fuzzy fucking ball. It's just like lobbed.
Honestly,
through the
I'm
air.
sorry. The cinematography was there. It was a cool movie. Like
And
the
then
shot was pretty cool.
When he saves the world by stealing all the roses from whatever fucking rose parade there is and then bringing them to the bees.
My favorite part, and this happens to me every time I watch it, when they walk into court and all the news is there and Barry is on trial. I sit back and I
Have you
take
ever
a
had
second.
sex with this woman.
I take a step back and I'm like, I'm watching a bee on trial. I am watching a bee beat humans in a human court.
Jerry Seinfeld's just that good of a lawyer.
I don't know. I just thought that shit was so funny, and like it definitely deserves to be up this high on our list because what the fuck were they thinking?
It's 13 out of 15. It's fucking high.
I'm sorry, like it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I really like the movie. It's an enjoyable movie to watch.
Iconic movies are iconic movies for a reason.
But it's just fucking weird.
It was really
like
you
the
know
whole
what?
relationship, and then he goes to court. Like,
Yep. All the humans were like, yeah, a bee, this is fine. And they put
do you
him on-
remember when he tries to kill the guy in the grocery store?
Didn't they put him on a fucking Barbie desk or some shit like that?
Something like
Because he
that.
had no real furniture.
Oh no, it was his best friend who died because
Oh
he
my God,
because
he stunned
he stunned the asshole who was stealing the honey or something like that. That was so funny, and he had the IV in his arm.
There's honey.
Yes, he had the honey IV in his arm. Oh my god, this movie is nuts.
That movie's nuts. But the next movie, our 14th
This one's just creepy.
fucking weird movie, is nuts in a whole other way. We're talking about Caroline.
No, it's Coraline.
Coraline.
There you
We're
go.
talking about Coraline. Coraline. So the plot of Coraline is after moving into a new house with her negligent parents, a young girl is tempted into an alternative universe that poses as a better reality than her own. Created by her quote-unquote other mother, who wants her soul and to put buttons in her eyes, Coraline must face down this fake world and choose to save herself as well as the souls of other fucking children.
That sounds terrifying.
It's so scary.
And didn't she, like, get into the world by, like, a tiny door?
Yeah, there's like a little door and she followed it, like just crawled
fucking
through.
creepy.
Yeah.
I always had the nightmare that, like, I had that door. Listen, I
did too.
I never watched
Absolutely
this
did.
movie. I've only seen the trailer, and I still had those nightmares where I was like, I found this door, and now I go down it, and now I'm trapped. Oh my god!
I remember when this movie came out, I did the dumbest fucking thing a child could do.
You stayed up late.
I was so excited. I watched it at night,
Yeah.
had my popcorn and everything. My parents weren't home.
Oh.
I was being babysat, and that babysitter was shit, so I don't know where the fuck she was.
She was probably.
But I'm sitting in like a king-size bed watching this girl.
She was probably on some acid watching it with you.
Maybe she wrote this fucking movie.
Damn, that'd be funny.
But I'm watching this alone. I could not finish it. I had nightmares for days.
It's a terrifying movie.
It's terrifying.
And it's not even just terrifying with the plot.
Mm-hmm.
It's the animation.
It's stop motion animation.
And then like
Creepiest
and then some of the
animation.
characters have buttons for eyes.
Yeah, because she's stealing their souls and putting in butts, so like they're her puppets or some shit
Oh my
like
god,
that.
that's so creepy.
The opening scene alone, where you have like spindly fingers like webbing together a
No.
little fucking
I-
doll shit.
As soon as I would start that movie, that first scene, no thank you.
Mm-mm.
I-
It was
I
horrible.
could not watch that.
Buttons for eyes, and then the mom turns out she's like a spider fucking woman. This is
What?
based off of like a folktale or some
What?
shit. She's like a spider woman, and everything in that world is just bugs. So she traps Caroline in a fucking web, and she's just trying to eat this girl's soul, and she's eating other children, and that's who Caroline has to fucking save.
What the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, I don't care how abusive your fucking family is. Run away. Don't go in a fucking hole and in an almost abandoned house that you've seen that's just Technicolor
Okay,
lights.
I didn't know all of this about this movie. This is a terrifying movie.
It's scary as hell.
Like I'm gonna have nightmares just from you telling me about it.
There are like really nicely animated, colorful scenes because like the mother is like, "Oh, I'm your other mother,"
Yeah.
and like she's super nice. and,
Gotta
like,
try to make it look nice.
yeah, like
yeah.
her other dad like plays, sings, and like is in a beautiful garden. Like totally makes it seem like a wonderland. But then it all goes to shit, and like she's trapping
And it's
her.
all bugs.
And then, like, at one point, she has, like, this box of buttons, and she's like, you can choose your new eyes. And, like, Coraline's like, oh, the fuck?
Oh my god.
But it's like, Coraline, you got yourself in the situation. They're also.
Can we find out who made this so I don't watch another movie from them?
They're going to veto the makers of Coraline.
I don't care.
They made Paranorman. I know that movie. I
That's
don't know
another
the rest
creepy
of it.
movie.
That was
That's the
creepy.
one about the
The
Frankenstein
ghosts.
dog, right?
No, it's about the ghost.
Henry Selick.
Henry
No, thank
Selick.
Get away from me, Henry Selick.
Hashtag veto. Henry
Yes.
Selick.
Can we start cancel culture
Pay
on
for my
Henry
therapy,
Selick?
Henry Selick.
Yes, because that movie just gave me I need therapy just from you telling me about
And like
it.
the same thing, like we're seeing these same trends in this movie. There's a lot of fucking weird ass characters. There is a couple. It's a woman, like older women,
Okay.
that they all have like alternative like reality folks or whatever.
Yeah.
But these women like used to be in like a circus or some shit like that. Total lesbos. Like I love that representation.
Oh, look at
for us.
them being progressive.
But one of the, I don't like this representation because
Okay.
one of the old ladies has a bunch of like, you know those little dogs that look like they're from Scottish and they would just swear at you and eat haggis all day.
I have no idea what
They're
you're
like
talking
Scottish hounds or some
Are you
shit
talking?
like that.
Are you talking about like a
They got, like,
Yorkshire
the
Terrier?
mustache.
Yeah, I know
like
what
a
you're talking about.
Yorkshire
Yeah.
Terrier.
It's
So-
not a Yorkshire Terrier. It's Schnauzer.
Yeah, like she has a bunch of those dogs. Yeah, exactly.
That looks
every
exactly
time-
like my dog.
Meh. And every
Teddy?
time,
What a cutie. Sorry.
and every time one of her dog dies, she gets it stuffed, dressed in angel wings and a halo, and is put up on a wall shrine.
What? She has all of her dead dogs on a wall shrine?
And then in the alternative universe, they're like dancing in the circus with her.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't watch this movie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight.
It's so bad.
That is
I
terrifying.
watched this as like 11-year-old
Oh my
alone.
god.
I'm probably
Why
fucked
was
up.
this released?
I don't know.
Wait, was this PG?
Oh, it probably
No
was.
way
There's no
this was PG.
swearing. There's no sex.
But like
There's
this is
no blood.
fucked up.
There's no murder. It's bad though.
There's no murder. She eats children.
But they don't show it. It's off-screen murder. It's not the same.
PG?
It's PG-13.
That is absolute bullshit. That should not be PG.
It was, yeah.
That is terrifying.
It is terrifying.
That
as
is
an
why
adult, won't watch it
I was about to
again.
say, that is why everybody in our age group needs therapy.
It's not because of our poor parenting and the housing boom and all that kind of shit. It's because of Coraline.
It's just these fucking weird-ass trippy movies that we watched as a kid, including our number one weirdest, trippiest movie, fucking weird.
My favorite movie, though.
It's the Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. The
Live action?
The live-action Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers in a full-body cat costume. He makes adult jokes and references throughout the whole thing while teaching two bratty children the lesson that while you may destroy a house, you at least have learned the power of siblings affection, like sibling affection. That movie is fucking weird.
This movie has the same place in my heart as The Grinch with Jim Carrey does.
Really?
Where it's just adult men in like full body fursuits.
I love The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I thought that shit
You
was
might
so
like Cat in the Hat.
Really?
Yeah.
Lots of dirty jokes.
I grew up, I can quote whole scenes from this fucking movie. That's how
creepy.
much. To give you a few
This
ideas
is fucking nuts.
of these adult jokes.
This is double the length of any other movie we have of weirdness.
I just pulled upon my own resources. That's really, I am my first source.
This
source.
is so fucked.
To pull on some of the inappropriate jokes from this fucking movie, there is a scene where he's talking about this really fancy car because he's the Cat in the Hat and he's got all these wackadoodle outfits.
Yeah.
And there's acronyms for every part of the car. And he's telling him about this new acronym. He's like, oh, yeah, but it was better than the last one. The Super Hydraulic Instantaneous Transporter.
Shit.
And the kids are like, oh. And he's like, whoa, quick to the flow. And, like will not let them, like, say the word. But, like, now as an adult, I was like, holy
You're
fuck.
like, oh, they were talking
They got
about
the word shit in there without anybody.
Was this another PG movie?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, it's fantastic. There's a scene where they're running out because, you know, like in the original Cat in the Hat movie, the cat comes because the brothers like lose a dog or something and they have to go find him. So they're on the search for the dog.
The dog.
So they're on the search for the dog.
They're on the search for the dog.
So they're searching for this family's dog, and they get into another neighborhood area, and he steps on like a gardening hoe, and at one point he's like, "Stupid hoe," and like smacks it down, and then the kids are like, "Cat, we gotta go," and he's like, "Okay," and he like brings it back up. He goes, "I'm just kidding, baby. I love you." No, and there's like shit on the hoe.
Said that?
Yeah.
No. That is so funny. Oh my god, I've never seen this movie. I have to see this movie now.
It's the best thing in the world.
That is so funny. Are you kidding me, theater? So, yeah, the theater right next door to where we're filming just started playing loud-ass music.
It's just getting really aesthetically ambianced.
Now
It's okay, I'm gonna ruin it with all my fucking sex jokes from this fucking movie.
No, yeah, this movie is nuts.
There's one of my favorite parts where he is driving and he's driving and there's so many more. Like I think at one point somebody says, you just took a whiz in my taco because like a dog peed in tacos. No. And like as a kid I thought he said like you just pissed in my taco because that's totally what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
There's so many inappropriate jokes.
Oh my god.
There's an amazing scene where so the Cat in the Hat, after sneaking into these kids' house and like hiding under the bed with them, they're like
fucking creepy.
They're like, do you think he saw us? Like, whatever, because, like, he's a giant fucking man with only, like, a human, like
a
face.
7-foot cat.
Yeah, he's only got, like, a human-like face. The rest of it's full cat.
Yeah.
Keep in mind. So,
fucking
like, not
weird.
even, like, cat nose or something. It's just Mike Myers with, like, white face paint. He is hiding under the bed with these children. Like, do you think he saw him? And he's like, this is a great hiding spot. They'll never find me here. Scream and run. And then the kids, like, scream and run. Yeah.
This movie sounds like nightmares and like funny ass sex jokes.
He makes a sex joke about the mom. There's a Playboy joke.
No.
Yeah, there is. Because he's looking at a photograph of the mom and he's like, and who is this? And like, that's our mother. And he's opened it up so that it's like a multi-page.
Yeah, it's like the centerfold.
Like it's the centerfold. And he goes, well, this place will do quite nicely. And then
my God.
And then puts it back together and tucks it in his fursuit.
Oh my god. This movie
Like,
is something else.
So sometime in the canon universe, the Cat in the Hat's gonna jerk off to their mom.
And this isn't even past the sex jokes. This
No.
is just the sex jokes of the
No,
movie.
It's just sex jokes.
like
it's so
this
much.
isn't even about the full weirdness.
There is
there-
a lot of weird shit that goes on.
So
in this
on the
movie.
list, you have sassy gay fish.
Yeah, so there's the fish in the bowl. I can say his monologue. I'm the fish, remember? Came home in a baggie, loved me for 2 weeks, and then nothing.
That's funny.
Like, he's literally just like, you should not be out with your mother's about. Like, he says all the lines and stuff, but like, total flamboyant fucking
Yeah.
fish. And the cat is like, you can listen to him, kids. He drinks where he pees.
What? Oh my god, this movie. This movie sounds trippy as shit, but
There's
also
an
funny as fuck.
There's an underground club scene where Paris
my
Hilton
God,
makes a
what is-
cameo.
What is this movie?
There's a lot of insane characters. There's a lot of insane shit. At one point, they break the Mike Myers is constantly
Yeah,
breaking the
yeah,
fourth
yeah.
wall. They're in the house while it's being destroyed and like converted into a Seussical kind of bullshit thing.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. This is why it's the most trippy one. And
Yeah.
they have to like ride to get to the center of the house to like close the thing that's making the house go crazy.
Yeah.
And while they're doing that, they're like, this is just like an amusement park. And he goes, just like Universal Studios, cha-ching. And like makes a wink. And as they're going, they take like the photos, like what you would see, and it's him barfing in a barf bag.
Like you're on a roller coaster. It's the pictures you can buy and shit.
Yeah, like and then like in every photo, he's barfing in a barf bag.
Okay, that's actually hilarious.
It's super fucking funny. There's my favorite part though. Is two favorite parts. I'm really sorry about this. I can go on and on for fucking Cat
I was
in the
about to say
Hat.
this movie sounds nuts.
There is a scene in the very beginning where these two scenes go together. He is talking about cupcakes because like Sally, the girl, really needs to make cupcakes because her best friend's being a bitch and wasn't inviting her to her fucking cupcake party, which is like you're a little
Fucking
skank,
bitch.
fucking Sally. She's like,
Fucking
shut the fuck up.
Sally.
Anyway, so she's trying to make cupcakes and he's like, instant cupcakeinator, and like does a little
Okay,
Pamela.
so real quick, I'm sorry. Does
Yeah.
he have a British accent the whole time?
No, it's mostly American, but then sometimes he takes on accents because he's just playing other characters as the Cat in the Hat. It's like Cat in the Hatception.
Oh my god.
It's really fucking weird. And he
Sorry,
does.
you can continue.
So he's deciding, he's like, oh, I have an invention for that. And he sets up a whole stage, like, cooking show sitcom for these kids where he's playing the Cat in the Hat and the host. And then at one point threatens to chop off and kill the other fucking cat in the ugly sweater who's the host because he won't shut the fuck up. Like, plays Gordon Ramsay and a host of a sweater. And he's like, I'll end you, and I'll make it look like a bloody accident. And then chops off his tail. And they're like, Cat, your tail. He's like, what about it? Oh, I see. I've chopped it off. Well, that's interesting because son of a bitch. And then it beeps it.
This is too much information. This movie is nuts.
Oh, wait for my very last part because I gotta
There's
shut the fuck up.
more?
I gotta shut the fuck up. There is.
I
The
have
cat-
a headache specifically from
The
this
cat
movie.
sings twice in this movie. Oh, there's so many things I could talk about. The cat sings twice. I'm only going to talk about one of them because I didn't get it until I watched it when I was like slightly more conscious.
Okay.
He is singing a song about his origin stories, about like naughty kids not behaving,
Okay.
and it's basically just a song about him getting himself neutered.
Oh my god.
There was this cat that I knew back home where I was bred. He never listened to a single thing his mother said. He never used a litter box. He made a mess in the halls, and then they took him to the vet and cut off all his bowls.
No! They said that shit! Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And then it goes into like a cha-cha song with like bull riding and everything. The set design,
Oh
the
my
cost of this
goodness.
movie must have been insane.
This movie sounds like they weren't just on acid, they were on shroomies,
Yeah.
weed,
Yeah.
acid,
Mhm.
Xanax, anything else you can get your
Sniffing
hands on.
paint, sniffing
They were-
Lysol.
They were huffing some paint.
Yeah,
doing a little
Windex in their
Charlie Day.
veins.
Yeah, oh my.
I think you can see the point of why Cat in the Hat was in our top 15.
Yeah, that is easily.
I'm
the
so
worst.
sorry I
Or
talked for
not
like
worst,
5 minutes.
I'm sorry, not the worst. Just the fucking
most trippy.
weirdest. The fucking craziest.
That was a lot. That was
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
memory lane that
Oh
we
my
had to go
gosh.
down through.
That was. I feel like I'm high as shit right now.
I know.
Just thinking back to all of those.
We got a contact high.
Yeah, just thinking back to all those fucking weird ass movies. I might have to go home and watch Chicken Little.
I know. Well, definitely you know, we could always go more and more about this. I want to hear what anybody who listens to our podcast, what's their trippiest fucking movie. So if you want to comment, write a review, let us know. Because there's definitely more out there other than just what our child
This is really
said.
just like Disney Pixar sort of Nick, right?
It's
like there's like Cartoon.
We have a few indie,
Cartoon
like Cat in
Network.
the Hat was like Imagine Studios or some
Cartoon
shit.
Network was pretty fucking weird too. So like there's definitely some movies out there that we did not mention.
But I feel like I need to go like eat a loaf of bread or some shit.
Yeah, I need something to sober up.
Because I know we weren't starting acid, but now I feel like we're in a fucking contact high.
God damn, my head hurts.
Yeah, until next Monday. We
Until
will
next
see
Monday.
you guys later on That's So 2000's.
Peace.
Bye. I fucking love the Cat in the Hat so much. Like, I literally could sing the whole thing. Hello, hello, hi.
The
I'm your
whole
guest.
thing.
I'm your guest, the guy in the ugly sweater who likes to talk all the obvious questions. Here with me today is the guy who invented the hello, it's me, hello, hello. Now, you like making cupcakes, but hate all the hard cupcake making work. Well, if you do, then say hello to the amazing Cupcakeinator. Cupcake, a what? Cupcakeinator. It puts everything that you want into cupcakes in one easy swoop. Open the drawer, put in your stuff. Who knows? Some eggs, some milk. Oh, a carton of hot dogs, some ketchup. Close the drawer and put it in your conventional oven.
Okay, so from me and Mike Myers, we'll see you next week.